Fuck it. Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. Welcome to Big Deck Energy.
Yeah, okay. So, what's funny is like, okay, I wanted to, I'm not super familiar with tarot. So, what I did, I was like, okay, AI, teach me one tarot card, right? So, I'm going to go through the decks, right? So, I'd be super interested to know, like, have you pulled your card yet? Or you're fixing to?
Well, I was gonna pull from a brand new astrology deck I got. However, you said tarot, girl. I'm off. Okay, so I'll pull from one of my newer tarot decks. It's very fun. The animation is splendid. I'm actually adding a tarot review lineup to my events after I have my surgery, so that I know I'm ready to go. And it's gonna be talking about decks. Okay, anyway, so okay, sorry, I totally geeked out. You actually were leading that part of the conversation. You had asked AI to pull a card. Let me just see if I pull the same card. Think about the card that you
Yeah,
pulled.
that's what I want you to do. Hey, will you press start on the timer?
I will. Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right. So give me a second. So when I do this, I'm waiting for a sensation in my hands and sometimes my feet, but it's a hello. It's like hello, however you want to say that. You don't have to, rather, I don't have to speak to my deck. I can feel with my deck. You know what I mean? I can just listen with my deck. It's anything you want. So anyway, I treat this as I don't actually verbalize or in my mind, hello. I just have an idea of hello. And when the deck is ready to respond, that's the card I get. Okay, now I can start to feel the sensations. This is based on mythos throughout the world. So the card I pulled is the devil.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you want me to read that real quick?
Well, I mean, I don't know. We're just kind of figuring this out as we go. But
Because
yeah,
this
yeah.
is I am going to pull from the astrology deck. That's a given. Go ahead though.
I do want to hear what the devil means, and then I'll tell you what card I picked.
Right. Because these two cards could be meaningfully being pulled in conjunction without even the awareness, right? So this is based on mythology, mythos, including the Bible from around the world. And we have the devil. And in this card, it's represented by a single snake that is completely on fire and traveling the earth. So I want to start with anything that comes to mind is correct. Barring malicious intent, there is no wrong in tarot. I have a special connection with snakes. I love them because they are the closest to mother. They don't have legs that elevate their bodies. They always stay in communion with mother, even if it's in the water, the amniotic fluid of mother, or the trees, the offspring of mother, right? The snake is always present. So here the snake is elevated, representing here, or is being represented by fire, which I don't know that the major arcana, I can actually look that up, but I won't take time to talk about it. Traveling through the trees like this, the devil card is all about change and transformation. Yeah, by choice, sure. But how the fuck do I control a forest fire? How does one individual stop an entire forest from burning? I think perhaps it's not about, oh shit, what do we do now? But if I could take a moment and say, where can I begin to never allow the forest fire to even start? And if this is done purely in recollection, that is totally okay. If I have already surrendered and succumbed to the devil, the energy of the moment, not the literal figure, then that's fine. Because once I rise back up like a phoenix from the ashes of the fire of the forest, I'll see what happened. And I'll know that in the future, this is simply information. This is fodder for my mind, everything I experienced. So in the devil overall, I see this image particular to this card. I also want to say that I am now seeing where the sky, it's not the sky, the forest floor itself is this amazing blue, which makes me think of water. So I think here the devil, while always talking about choice and freedom of choice, there's also a duality or balance present in the devil, which is just now coming to light. I'm actually not going to go there because I need a minute to soak that one in because I don't even have a thought yet. But love this deck. Love this deck. So what card did you pull? And do you feel that my words have any resonance with you with what you learned earlier today through your pull of tarot?
Okay, I mean, yeah, your words resonate and they make a lot of sense. I think maybe if I was a little bit more caffeinated, I can find a connection maybe, but so what I pulled was the Fool. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting because okay, what I read briefly was basically like the full reverse was basically like jumping into situations without like thinking. And I just mentioned something similar to that in the Friday Zen Zoom, where I used to kind of like, I would jump off of a cliff not knowing how I'm going to land, and I just say like, I'll figure it out on the way down, right? And that was kind of what was represented in the full reverse. At least that's how I interpreted it. Um, but yeah, that was the card that came up for me. Do you see a connection or?
I do. I do see a connection. And in saying, and so everything you've said is correct. I'm expressing now how I feel. And in saying the full in reverse is falling up. You fall up. And if you're literally defying gravity and rising up, you get that whole image, that whole viewpoint, this unique lens of seeing everything that's happening all at once. You literally see the tree within the forest, not just the forest. So going back to that idea of taking what has already happened and using the sense of recollection to determine your future moves and your motivations. It's the full in reverse, falling upwards to allow yourself a large scope, a huge amount of image, not necessarily rushing in or jumping off that cliff, but just a few moments to say, what does this look like? And it can be a game, gamify your life, dude. Be like, hey, if this were a picture, and like, if you use visualization, you can imagine yourself even being elevated in the clouds. If this were a picture, what would it look like? And let your mind bring together any fucking visual it wants. It could be a polka dotted cat. For some reason, I always use polka dotted animals. I don't know why. But all it matters is that in this moment of recollection or contemplation, because maybe the event hasn't happened, you're the fool falling up, you actually take that time to create that image and not be concerned, much like the fool, with what the image is. The fool very much does not care what is at the bottom. It's the journey. It's everyone that the fool meets. It's literally the fool's journey through the major arcana. You meet everybody.
Yeah.
You get that topic. Maybe it's a giant fucking pic. Oh my God. A giant picnic and all the major arcana are down there just chatting and like smoking J's and having some like soy cheese and not soy is not great. We'll just say plant-based cheese. You know, oh my God, I love it. You can totally reimagine the major arcana like that. Okay, so I'm going to stop because when I start talking about tarot, it's immediately, I peeked out and going to bring that one back down. So I'm going to shut off the tarot line like that abruptly.
Okay. Um, okay, I'm here to listen and learn, and I find it fascinating, and I love when people are in the zone and they feel comfortable and they want to kind of like spit out whatever is coming at them. I actually heard something interesting this weekend in regards to oracle decks, because you were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Actually, Kitty's mentioned, she said that the tarot, you have 78 cards, right? In tarot. Okay, but the oracle, you can have however many cards you want.
Yep.
Is that right? How does that work?
The tarot, okay, so tarot is based on a set of guidelines, a standard. Oracle is simply whatever the creator wants to imagine. It can be one card. You can have I guess you could be, I mean, that might be kind of shitty, sell an Oracle deck with one card. But as far as rules, there aren't any. I almost said there aren't none, but you can base it on anything you want. So you can have as many cards as you want. Now, that being said, tarot is 78 cards. But if I wanted to make a tarot deck with 178 cards, I can. There's no rule that says I can't. And it will not in any way affect, if I create it this way, the main deck of cards. I mean, I would happily create, even against Rider-Waite-Smith, which is popular because it's not under copyright. Anyone who wants to create a Rider-Waite-Smith can do it legally. It's fine. Jump on board. I could even take the Rider-Waite-Smith deck and use those images and use those 78 identical images, because again, it's legal. Maybe change the coloring, whatever, and then take another 100 cards to further explain what those 78 are to me personally in my world in 2024, not 1909. And that's amazing. And if whoever comes along and does this for tarot, I will be at all of their meetups. I will want to meet them in person, because all modalities, I think, they need us as readers, as cultivators, as nourishers, as caregivers, to keep them alive, to tweak them so that they're still relevant. I mean, there are some horrific modalities. I mean, I think the modality itself is fine. When humans get involved, of course, they had to create the modality, but when they get involved and start going, well, we need a few more rules, or it's just not legitimate. No, we don't actually need to fuck it up like that. But there are some modalities out there that have certain rules that I find abhorrent, that I think is unbelievable. You would even ask someone this as part of your modality practice, like dead naming. There are some modalities that rely on the name on the birth certificate. Why in the actual fuck, if you practice this modality, would you nurture this archaic belief? Why would you put out this poisonous toxicity of dead naming? Fucking change it, dude. I mean, my God, you're choosing to be this asshole. That's just an example, and there's just other examples where I'm just a little triggered by what the modality, not the reader. It's the reader, not the modality, expects of the querent or person asking the question. So, a little triggered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I got a high horse there.
Well, no, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Are you, and I'm not sure actually if we want to broach that topic, so that's my hesitancy.
We could have the podcast, Big Dick Energy, and then we could have side B. Remember the cassette tapes, right?
Right. Yeah.
We could have the side B topic. Right. That could be our Patreon supporters when, when I don't know if I'm ever going to do this. For the Patreon supporters will actually get the side Bs when Kara and I went on to discuss those topics that we did not feel would be good for the kiddo ears.
Yeah.
Or exploring them further. We're down the path. We could call it Down the Path with Kara and Elizabeth. And we're keeping it as Kara and Elizabeth because K-E is P instead of eh.
Yeah, right.
I want to take this moment to, in all honesty, get out this deck that I got. And I thought when I was sitting here, I looked at it the other day. Now this is Oracle. We had just briefly touched on that. And since I can't get, you got to tie me down with some horses to drag me off this topic. So, but this is a gorgeous astrology deck. So my approach to modalities is go buy a deck and learn it. And then go buy 3 more just like it, because maybe they'll be a little different, or maybe not just like it, but I have a lot of decks and I love them. So this is my new one. I love decks. Okay, first of all, it's called Heavenly Bodies Astrology. I just want to show this to you really quick. If you can, oh shoot, it's a little, okay, it's very, very soft colors. It's just nice. It opens, it's nice. It's very nice. But the deck itself is just, it's subdued. I don't think I do not find it jarring at all. It's just, I'm sure whatever card pops up, even if I'm immediately hit by a meaning, I'm not going to be falling out of my chair going, wow, that was strong. Because some decks, when coupled with the imagery on the card, can be. Okay, so apologies. I haven't even drawn from this deck, so this is exciting. So the card that I am purposely pulling today is my hello to this deck, but not just a morning hello, which I always greet my decks before I go to read with them. I may not greet them every day, but the days I read, I absolutely greet them first. So this is the first ever card I'm pulling with this deck. Right, dude, seriously, this is big. These shuffle very nicely. Sometimes you can tell cards just stick. It happens. I'm not gonna take off a star, which I've never actually given a review on a deck, because the deck sticks. It's just, I learned that the deck will work with you in the way that it is meant to work with you. And if me learning patience is part of that process because of sticky cards, then it's most definitely meant to be. I have a deck that I'm looking at right now that has taught me quite a bit about patience. Just having to physically work with the fucker. Okay. All right, so we're cutting the deck, which there was actually like a natural split. Okay, so we have cardinal. Now, I am largely unfamiliar with astrology, but I do know that we have the influences of mutable, cardinal, and fixed when talking about different signs. And the zodiac is made up of 12 distinct signs, each one representing person or animal, I believe. I'm going to leave that one out there because we might come across one that's neither, but I can't think off the top of my head what it would be. So let's say we have cardinal, and it says instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. And I don't, I'm looking at this now and I'm like, well, how do I find that in here? But anyway, oh, here, it's right here. Oh, okay, that's crazy. So I found it because I was like, there's not actually a page number on the card. So This pioneering force is linked to new beginnings. This is the first card I pulled ever. It initiates and changes the status quo. It's a seed cracking open, revealing its first sprout. And in Mother Nature's cycle, it's expressed as the start of a new season. The cardinal signs of the zodiac are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The energetics behind the card are initiation, and the experiences are new beginnings, instigating change, a fresh start, pioneering spirit. When seen in the shadow, the card is inconsistent, lacking follow through. The omen offered for this card, it's time to forge a new path. Be bold and step outside your comfort zone. Call on bravery to blossom. You're held by the unconditional love of your angels. This is relevant to any area, large or small, where you feel blocked or in need of a push. The change you seek begins with you, and even one small shift creates an echo. And this is seen too in your daily pull of the Fool card, which is very much the very first card in the tarot.
Yeah,
It
so
is
it's represented by 0. Yeah.
yes. So this is an amazing card. I mean, there's relevance. There's always relevance. It's what can be seen. I think that this was absolutely perfect for being the first card I pulled. And I like the idea. And it was talking about whether or not, okay, so if at any point I'm reading in a book and it says unconditional love of your angels, and angels, I'm a little like, what? Change it. I've changed the word. Or I'll block over the word and put like peach sparkles, because I like looking at peach sparkles, and I just put that there instead. Knowing I cannot lose my connection because of a bias towards a word. It is my own prejudice that stops me from moving forward. So when I thought of that though, and I pictured a person kind of like in a little bit of jelly, like this got this nice jelly feel to it. And that's the angels that the book referenced, walking forward, pushing through. Sometimes we use words that aren't necessary. I work with. No, you connect and bond. I push through. No, you have progressed. We don't need to do this shit to ourselves. Don't use words that make it harder, that bring to mind labor. Forced labor. I must meditate. No, dude, no one's fucking forcing you, man. There's no must here. What the fuck? But the idea here, when I think of it along those lines, is that this jelly is just a nice little comfort zone I can walk around. And if I happen to bump into a door jam as I traverse the threshold, choose the words, make them simple. It's step in front of step. Then I can. And I got that nice little jelly feeling with that card. So that's reading of the card, that's taking in all the visuals I'm getting from the card, that's remembering that you pulled the Fool. This is the first card from this deck. It's cardinal, it means new beginnings. All this shit comes together every fucking day. I love it. I hope we don't get like kicked off YouTube because I cuss a lot. I think I need to put like a little, oh, that's what, if I do hire someone to edit, I could put a fun little sound over every time I say fuck.
Dude, I'd be surprised if AI doesn't do that for you. Because I think I see on TikTok where it's like transcribed by AI, and so it'll have the whatever you say, so people who are hard of hearing can also enjoy this, and it'll have the transcripts on the screen. And I see it when it is a curse word that it'll say like £, exclamation sign, rather than the actual curse word.
So I'm sitting here and I thought at first you were saying, I like what you're saying. I thought at first you were saying that it will actually like voiceover. So it'll just plug in the word. I'm like, can I pick the word? Like, can I pick the word that AI, I mean, I'm in love. And then when you were saying transcribed, and I thought, well, maybe I could just pick like a flower emoji. So every time I said fuck, like it would be like a string of hibiscus flowers or something. Yeah. And then I thought, so if I sat here and I saw myself doing this and I went, fuck, it'd all be flowers. Like just like I word vomited flowers onto the transcript. Now, of course, to the audio sense, it's no, I said fuck. Like, yeah, fuck's obviously going to be a word that I'm going to have to watch out about saying.
Hey, I think the people that it's supposed to reach, it'll reach, like, don't dim your light for, regulation purposes.
That's a good t-shirt. And I think t-shirts are great. That is a good t-shirt. It's a t-shirt I would wear because now that I'm flipping to 100% natural fibers, those novelty t-shirts are definitely, oh my God, wait, what's it? I just realized, what's the silk screen made of? I didn't think about that shit.
Dude, I don't know, but I want to, speaking of t-shirts, I want to get a t-shirt that say like take your meds. Little they know meds
Right.
is for meditations.
Right. We got this thing here. We got our word. That's our word.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure how to throw meds out there without
Yeah, yeah.
just trying to make that one fit.
It's, even if you put it underneath like meditations, it's so close to medications that people will
Yes,
probably miss it and still read medication.
that's true. That's how I do it. I'm checking out the devil card in the Holistic Tarot by Benabel Wen. If you're only wanting one tarot book on your shelf, yes, this
Okay.
one, Holistic Tarot. Oh my God, I just want to have Benabel.
We,
I'd love to have lunch someday. We could do it
yeah.
virtually. Let's plug. I'm looking at the devil because the major arcana are indeed associated with elements. Because what in our world? Oh, I had a thought too. Hold on, about a topic of discussion. How much time do we have? 15, 16 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, the devil card is Earth. The devil card is Earth. And in the actual image that of the card, there it is. It's well, we had fire, we had water, we have earth as a natural element associated with the devil card. And then for air, we can make I can make the assumption that because snakes do indeed breathe, there is air. We have all four elements shown in a card about what I had said, that it's about understanding how to move forward, either through contemplation and or recollection, giving yourself credit for taking the moment to understand. It's interesting because I'm doing a deep dive into the Magician card right now, and the Magician card is the card that does indeed have all four elements at their disposal. The only card I say, arguably, okay, the Magician is known for this. It is the ultimate manifester. The Empress, the Emperor, I'm sure all these cards could if they really fucking wanted to, but that's not why they're here. That is not the archetype they display. Keeping in mind, each character serves a function. They're representations of the human form. Tarot is a reflection of our inner psyche. You know, it's just how much of that do we relate to and how much do we see? And more importantly, when getting a reading, how much of that can that reader give to you as a client, you know? But with keeping all of that in mind, all of it, keeping all of it in mind. It's an interesting card just for myself because it does combine with the Magician I happen to be looking at. But also, I told you how my fondness for snakes and the relationship that I feel that they have with Mother Earth. And here is a snake with all of Mother's elements, Western tradition, all of Mother's elements. I mean, it simply to me drives home my friendship with snakes. And I don't look at animals as spirit guides. Like, I don't go, I love penguins. I think they're cute. Fairy penguins. Oh my God, sign me up. Yes, fan club. But do I think that I am spiritually connected? No, I'm more spiritually connected to the earwax I have than a penguin. So I'm not real sure about how spirit guides work. I totally, dude, I'm down for what the fuck ever. Okay, sign me up, right? Metaphysics, yes, that's my jam. But I also know that I don't ascribe to everything I hear. I do believe that I have had visuals of my spirit guides, you know. I don't talk to them ever, but I do communicate with them. I try, but never an animal. Although I have been in meditations where they're like, okay, now you see an animal, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I don't necessarily, you know, get that. But anyway, because it could be whatever you're saying, could be an overlay, it could be a message coming through, just, you know, it's remote viewing. Oh, but what? Okay, so with the 12.3 minutes we have left, Kara, would you like to talk about, or we can talk about something else, AI and the representation of digital spirituality? Or I was also, oh, you know, I forgot the other one. You want to talk about that? Or no? You want to stay away from AI? We can stay away from it too.
Girl, I mean, I don't care. I thought there was going to be a second option. I thought you were going to talk about remote viewing.
That's probably what it was. I couldn't remember.
Okay, yeah.
We could totally talk about that. Oh, we could do a remote viewing expo. We could do like a 1 minute remote viewing exercise if you want. Like, and I can, but I'll
Can
make sure it's
you?
not something behind me. What?
Yeah, I'd love to. I think remote viewing is so fascinating.
Okay, let's do this. How about, so this is, okay, I've only read about it. So what I read was, it's like, so if this were, if you had this deck at home, if you had this identical deck, you would pull the identical card. So a deck of playing cards will serve this purpose well. I would take my card and I put it somewhere over there and see it. I can clearly see what is surrounding it. And now you would have this same card in front of you, just in front of you, and you would close your eyes or leave them open, whatever is comfortable to you, and draw, because it's a little easier to not have to explain, just draw it. What you see when you imagine that card, it would be here amongst whatever. So now, I don't know how to recreate it because we don't have the shared item, but I think that's fine. I would like to put a card. I'll tell you what I'll do. I want you to look at this crystal. This crystal has special meaning for me. Okay, I'm very attached to this particular crystal. And it's just, it looks like quartz shooting up. I'm actually not sure what it is. I'm going to put this crystal. This is very simple. It doesn't have to be hard. Just like you can even do like an outline around. I know where I'm going to put it. Hold on. And then we're going to take a moment. We'll say 2 minutes to let you free write however you want about where it's going. Hold on. So, okay, anything that comes to mind, because please keep in mind that your lens is not mine. But when you go back and show me, who knows what'll click. So I'm going to stare at the crystal and I'm going to go ahead and you want to start? Okay, we'll start. I'll watch the clock. All right, go ahead. I'll tell you in 2 minutes. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. I didn't want to jolt you back.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay, so you were staring at where you put it, right? Okay,
Yes.
so then through you, I'm supposed to see where it was.
Yeah,
right?
I've never
That's
actually
the
done it.
basis of remote viewing.
Sure.
Okay, so this is what I wrote down, and I don't know if this is just a reflection of like how well I know you. But it was just like, okay, imagining like there's some purple paper. And actually this was weird. So I got like this like feeling of like almost like falling glitter, like, and it was like star-shaped glitter. And some like feathers, like not like bird feathers, like ridiculous, like frilly, like pink boa kind of feathers.
You're remarkably on track. Please continue.
Okay,
that?
that's all I got so far. What
Okay, hold on.
okay, I can't wait.
The feather.
Ah, that's exactly the material, the
Right.
feathers.
It's this fucked up like boa
Yeah.
that really, yeah. This shit. Okay. So I have a shelf right here. So I want to show you how I did this. I had my crystal on the shelf. Girl. The star off the moon. So now get this shit. When I'm looking over there, I'm telling myself, Elizabeth, you must remain open to all messages. So I was thinking of all the different ways that this could come through. So I was so fucking on top of it. And then you're just like stars falling. And I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing. You did that shit. You did that.
Holy
Right?
cow.
Your brain did that. Your mind did that. That's amazing, Kara.
Wow, I'm so glad we did this.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't realize this one was there too. There's a white one too. So, okay,
Wait,
so blue and white. I'd have to look at my colorology, but blue and white. Oh my God, that is fucking crazy.
that is so crazy.
And you
Seriously.
got that, oh, you got that shit right. Oh, no, I did it okay. I was like, I didn't pull my card, but I did. We have 5 minutes left. Do you want to let that one stop? Do you want to try again? Just
Well,
for
yeah.
fun?
Yeah, I mean, that was interesting because I'm interested because I have aphantasia with really like how it's going to come through. So it doesn't really like come through really in pictures. Like that would be so easy. It's just like I'm describing like just like essentially like what it really was. So
Yeah, I forgot about your aphantasia too. That's
yeah.
amazing that you did. Okay, wait. Okay, so now this is just me. I want to clarify everything that happens. I'm saying this for the general listening, viewing audience too. It's just how I view it. So, however anyone wants to do it, that's like the best way to do it. Like you do you, right? Like totally. Like that's. I just want to be so clear because that's when the rules start getting made. Because someone says, "Well, if I have to do it this way, then every motherfucker has to do it this way." No, dude, that's just you. You do it your way, and I'll do it my way. And then whatever works for both of us works for both of us. Yay. Wow. Do you want to try it with you? Want me to do a
Oh, do you
viewing?
want to do that?
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I have a pen if I'll make notes. I may talk through it. I may actually just
Yeah.
talk. Okay. So you let me know. I'm gonna go and close my eyes because you're just gonna be thinking about what you're gonna be wanting to do. And when you're ready to zone in, zone in. Um, maybe something of significance. And that's why I was stressing that's what I did. That crystal was so easy for me to remember it was part of it. I could have tethered to the crystal.
Okay. I've got a candy bar.
Oh
Okay.
my God. Okay. Nicole Sweet's crystal candy bars, bring it on. Yeah,
Okay.
there's mine. There's one of mine. I have two.
Okay, and I know exactly where I'm gonna put it, so you have some options, and it is
Oh my
out
God.
of view.
I'm
So
gonna hold on to one of her other. Okay, this is one of the ones isn't this gorgeous? I fucking look at this.
yeah. Oh,
I know, right? I have another one. I'm gonna hold on. So I have two because I love her candy bars. Look at this one. I'm gonna hold on to them.
okay.
This is so fun. If we ever did like a big event, we could mail everybody a
Oh
crystal
yeah.
candy bar, and then we'd all be tethered. Oh my God. Okay, my hands are like tingling like crazy. Let's go. Tell me when 2 minutes are up.
Okay.
Is it next to something that has like, you know how picture frames you can pop the back out and stand it up? Is it next to something you can pop the back out and stand it up?
It actually is not.
I'm imagining myself walking around on a shelf. I'm super tiny. And I came across what looked like a picture frame. So I'm not going to look at that. I am exceptionally visual and I'm not actually getting a lot of visuals right now. I guess I could listen, but I didn't hear anything. Is it next to an item that has fallen over onto its right hand side?
Okay, yes.
Does that item in some way represent either a hook or light bulb?
A hook or light bulb? No.
Okay, I just got two like boom boom. Okay, so we'll leave that and I'm standing. I am the item. Is it, if I were on a shelf, it would be like this shelf is pushed against the wall. If I, as this item, walked to the back of that shelf and met the wall, what's on the wall? Or does this not work because it's not on a shelf near a wall? That's fine too. Is there something on the wall? Is there some significance to the wall back there? Including like a squished bug. Nothing there?
Yeah, well, I mean, the wall is actually a window.
What does it look out to?
Just in my beautiful backyard.
Is there cement under the window like you could stand or sit on?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you have like a little patio or
yeah.
okay, all right, okay. And I've seen your backyard, so this is all overlay at this point. I know I'm putting images in because I love that your backyard's beautiful. But the idea that I was drawn to the wall because I knew of the importance of it, like I was looking at that wall, but I know I was next to something like on its side. Okay, let me go back to the shower. I'd actually rather look out the window, but I'm gonna see.
Oh, we made it.
Give me a couple more minutes. I just want to look out the window and then we'll end. I just want to see if there's any point in the yard. You know, I'm getting a pull towards if I'm looking out that window, whatever that view is, okay? So whatever I'm looking at, the left, yeah, left side, farthest away. And it's not necessarily like that's a corner. I'm getting more like that's some kind of endpoint, but maybe it like comes right back in or like fucked up yard. So just before the corner, right in there, but come away from the fence or whatever the boundary is. Come into the yard a little bit and keep that in mind when you're searching. So if you were to do like, it's not like, oh, it's this little tiny dot. It's like we have a square here. And the fence is one line, and then the imaginary line on the outside that forms the square is, say, your height. If you laid down on the ground, how far out would you go? That's totally arbitrary. I'm saying that. Okay, so would you tell me what you saw or like what I saw that made sense and anything about the
Okay.
yard that comes to mind? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, but also you were talking about the shelf. So basically, I
Yeah.
had this like, and you were right on point because I had this like on my bay window, right? So it's basically it was sitting on a shelf. Okay, but I had it on my friend Grizz,
Oh,
who was like laying on a shelf and he was laying on his right side, right? So you
okay.
kept saying like kind of like falling over to his right side, but the
His name's, what's his name? Grizs?
yeah, yeah, Grizz, like grizzly bear.
So it's Griz?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, you're right. He had the back of the shelf kind of like, view into the patio, into the gorgeous backyard kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
But
cool. Grizz, hold on. All right, just before we sign off, because this is part of it, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I mean, hey Echo. Griz as a name, what symbolic references does that have? My words are not good right now. Oh my God, I can talk to you and I can't talk to fucking, hold on. I just want to ask because
yeah, I dig it.
animal symbolism, the grizzly bear, it's short for Grizz. And then if you go on to look at what grizzlies are known for, nicknames and persona, okay, musician Grizz, okay, that's it. But it's always, I like checking, you know what I mean? I like checking to see. Because I was thinking if it was GRIS, I think GRIS is gray in some language, but then I don't know how the color gray would help. Terra brain, I'm always looking to go out. Well, that was really cool. So
Yeah.
I wonder what light bulb or hook. I mean, no, I don't know, but it instantly got the impression of a hook or a light bulb, like laying on its side. But I knew it was laying on its side, so it was just that's fun. That is so fun. Okay, well, we'll just say bye. Does that sound
Okay.
good? All
Yeah,
right.
I'll see you next Monday. Big deck energy.
Big deck energy. I'll see you next Monday. All right. Bye.